Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut, and I'm going to bust this open tonight. I'm going to keep this very, very short. This is about the discussion of ISO IEC 1711 concerning impartiality. ISO IEC 1711 is considered conformity assessment requirements for accreditation bodies, accrediting conformity assessment bodies. That means ANSI ANAB certifying registration companies. I'm going to go right into this. It's going to be very short. So this is about the failure of ANSI ANAB with every one of your certificates. And now it's time for you to listen, but you know what? You have the DOJ. I'm sorry about this. It's backwards, but you have the Department of Commerce. You have Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and FDA on board. And FDA is not just a member like the rest of those, but they're also a customer like these four, like all of them. But the FDA gave ANSI ANAB privileges to certify food safety. So let me read you the clause of impartiality. The accreditation body shall identify, analyze, evaluate, treat, monitor, and document on an ongoing basis the risks for impartiality arising from its activities, including the conflicts arising from its relationships. The accreditation body shall not allow commercial, financial, or other pressures to compromise impartiality. Violations of impartiality based on based on what we have given. Accreditation bodies sit on ANSI ANAB while being accredited by them. The accreditation bodies that sit on there are very simple. I'll show it to you. Please forgive me. You'll see it though. DQS, Intertech, NQA, NSF, TUV, Rhineland, TUV, SUD, and BSI and DQS. So BSI, not only do they sit on ANSI ANAB's board, but they are also on this page, and I apologize for this. I was going to change this, but I apologize. You see BSI up here. They can, just like Boeing, they took this webpage down in August of 2024 because I exposed the impropriety of this. This is really bad because Boeing, along with BSI, can grant, suspend, or withdraw certification. So organizations like DQS, Intertech, NQA, NSF, BSI, TUV, SUD, and TUV Rhineland are accredited by ANSI ANAB, sit on ANSI ANAB governing boards. This creates a conflict of interest. They are both the regulated and the regulator. Your certificate is worthless. Let's have a moment of silence, ladies and gentlemen. You can't even have a moment of silence. You've been fucked for so long you don't even remember it. And by the way, I can say fucked because Patrick Shanahan, who was a Deputy Secretary of Defense under Donald Trump, said that when he was talking about the F-35 under deposition, because, jealousy is jealousy. They probably saw Patrick Shanahan rubbing his shoulders with some of the generals who have signed off appropriations. And because Boeing is in the military arena too, they figured, we're not going to get any work because Patrick Shanahan's rubbing hands and he's going to be the Secretary of Defense. So they squealed at him. And when Patrick Shanahan was asked about the F-35, he said, it's fucked up. So he set the Webster Dictionary of phrases and sentences and words. He set another set of words in the phrases and sentences and documentation that the government has on the dictionary. Shared governance with certificate user. These bodies, I said it, DQS, Intertech, NQA, NSF, BSI, TUV, SUD, and TUV Rhineland. These bodies share governance seats with federal agencies and corporations, like Boeing, who use their accredited certificates. This creates a feedback loop. Certifiers help govern the body that certifies them while also serving entities that rely on their certifications. Use of ANSI ANAB logos. The certifying bodies are branding the certificates with ANSI ANAB logos representing objective third-party oversight. Is it? But these logos mislead the public and clients since the oversight bodies are effectively run by the same entities being accredited. See anything wrong with that? Conclusion. Are these certificates that you own, whether it's ISO 9001 or AS 9100 or ISO 1345 or ISO 27001, any of these ISO certs, are these certifications valid? Under ISO IEC 1711 for 4.4 impartiality, and based on our provided structure, these certifications should be considered functionally invalid or non-compliant. They violate the foundational principles of impartiality, independence, and third-party conformity assessment. There is no structural impartiality. There are financial and regulatory conflicts, which I've showed you many videos. Governance and accreditation are intertwined. This type of arrangement undermines trust, violates ISO rules, and exposes both certificate holders and users like Boeing, the FAA, and other federal contractors and corporations to serious liability and compliance risks. But you know what ANSI and ANAP do? They go like Patrick Shanahan, this is fucked up. We have all these federal agencies. The DOJ is going to protect us. They're not only a member, they're a customer too. We do it good. Department of Transportation, they're sitting on our board. That's beautiful. They're smoking their cigars. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, the Department of Commerce, we're going to push ANSI ANAP. That's what we're going to do. NIST MEP pushes ANSI ANAP to all their machine shops in those different states. ANSI ANAP, ANSI ANAP. I've been involved with that push from con artist step. Ladies and gentlemen, your cert is worthless. And you know what the thing about it is? We have the proof. You have agencies, federal agencies in bed with corporate America. And on top of it, they protect each other. When they just most recent, 2023, they fined Boeing's facility in Pennsylvania, their V-22 off-spray and Boeing composite facility, because they weren't doing proper contractual testing of their autoclaves for time, temperature, and pressure. For 11 years, they didn't do it from 2007 to 2018. So I think it was the DOJ that fined them $8.1 million. And you know what they did? After they signed it, oh, it looks good on paper. Let's go out for a golf game. Are you kidding me? And then they talk about the DOJ says, you know something? Boeing lied about the FAA. They want to get the public. Oh, they lied. They didn't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Boeing is an agency of the FAA from 2009 to at least 2019. After those two planes went down, the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian airline. By the way, the DOJ, as I told you, they are not just, and please forgive me for being backwards, but they are not just a member of ANSI ANAP, but they're a freaking customer. They're lying to us. Lying. Ever since Obama, they've all been on ANSI ANAP, and you get protection. It's like the mob of the 1930s. That's our federal agencies and corporations. And ANSI ANAP, they protect. They go like this. They're smoking their cigar, drinking their martinis, and having their caviar. Well, another plane will go down. Mark my word. So we have a serious issue on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I've tried as I may to speak to you, but you don't even remember. And going off the cuff a little bit, you don't remember when Donald Trump circumcised Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State. They should get rid of him. Donald Trump grabbed him by the neck when they were doing the first debate, back in 9 years ago. Pulled his spine out, threw it down. And if you don't think Putin and Xi Jinping and Iran and the others don't know about this, they're probably replaying the freaking file of the of the debates. It's a shame. What the fuck is going on with us? And by the way, I can say that Patrick Shanahan made that a standard, who was the Secretary of Defense during Donald Trump. 203-556-1493. I thank you.